Recruitment is the process of finding and hiring the best and most qualified candidate for a job opening, in a timely and cost-effective manner. It can also be defined as the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating and encouraging them to apply for jobs in an organization. It is one whole process, with a full life cycle, that begins with identification of the needs of the company with respect to the job, and ends with the introduction of the employee to the organization. When we speak of the recruitment process, we immediately think of activities such as the analysis of the requirements of a specific job, attracting candidates to apply for that job, screening the applicants and selecting among them, hiring the chosen candidates to become new employees of the organization, and an investment can refer to any mechanism used for generating future income. This includes the purchase of bonds, stocks, or real estate property, among other examples. Additionally, purchasing a property that can be used to produce goods can be considered an investment. Because investing is oriented toward the potential for future growth or income, there is always a certain level of risk associated with an investment. An investment may not generate any income, or may actually lose value over time. For example, it's also a possibility that you will invest in a company that ends up going bankrupt or a project that fails to materialize. This is the primary way that saving can be differentiated from investing. Saving is accumulating money for future use and entails no risk, whereas investment is the act of leveraging money for a potential future gain and The UNO was founded in 1945 after the Second World War by 51 countries committed to maintaining international peace and security, developing friendly relations among nations and promoting social progress, better living standards and human rights. With its 193 member states, the United Nations is the only organization that can take action on a wide range of issues and provide a forum for all interested countries and participants. Piracy refers to the unauthorized duplication of copyrighted content that is then sold at substantially lower prices in the gray market. The ease of access to technology has meant that over the years, piracy has become more rampant. For example, CD writers are available off the shelf at very low prices, making music piracy a simple affair. Many laws have been made to prevent piracy. Internationally, the laws for punishing piracy in developed countries are a lack of stretching, especially when combined with activity, can lead to a fatigue-induced soft tissue shortening over time. Muscles that are inflexible tire more quickly, causing opposing muscle groups to work harder. Muscle fatigue can lead to muscular injuries and the inability of the muscles to protect joints from more severe injuries. For example, the hamstrings play a role in stabilizing the knee and preventing ACL tears. The range of motion of a joint is often measured with devices such as a goniometer or inclinometer. These devices allow range of motion to be measured in degrees and then compared to accepted normal values. Flexibility can also be measured with functional tests. These tests allow the measurement of joint range of motion within the context of common patterns of movement. Using range of motion testing, areas of inflexibility. Before you start writing a cover letter, you should familiarize yourself with the document's purpose. A cover letter is a document sent with your resume to provide additional information on your skills and experience. The letter provides detailed information on why you are qualified for the job you are applying for. Don't simply repeat what's on your resume, rather, include specific information on why you're a strong match for the employer's job requirements. Think of your cover letter as a sales pitch that will market your credentials and help you get the interview. As such, you want to make sure your cover letter makes the best impression on the person who is reviewing it. A cover letter typically accompanies each resume you send out. Employers use cover letters as a way to screen applicants for available jobs and to determine which candidates they would like to interview. If an employer requires a cover letter, it will be listed in the job posting. Even if the company doesn't ask for one, you may want to include one anyway. It will show that you have put Punctuation refers to the tools used in writing to separate sentences, phrases, and clauses so that their intended meaning is clear. Russell Baker explains the need for punctuation in a language beautifully. When speaking aloud, you punctuate constantly with body language. Your listener hears commas, dashes, question marks, exclamation points, quotation marks as you shout, whisper, pause, wave your arms, roll your eyes, wrinkle your brow. In writing, punctuation plays the role of body language. It helps readers hear the way you want to be heard. Punctuation is a set of specific marks or symbols that we use to express the meaning of our sentences clearly and In 1994, when blogs began, a blog was more of a personal diary that people shared online. In this online journal, you could talk about your daily life or share about things that you were doing. Then, people saw an opportunity to communicate information in a new way online. Thus began the beautiful world of blogging. A blog, a shortened version of weblog, is an online journal or informational website displaying information in reverse chronological order, with the latest posts appearing first, at the top. It is a platform where a writer or a group of writers Receptionists are often the first employee of an organization to have contact with a customer or client. They are responsible for making a good first impression for the organization. Receptionist-specific responsibilities vary by employer. For example, receptionists in hospitals and doctors' offices may collect patients' personal information and direct patients to the waiting room. Some handle billing and insurance payments. In large corporations and government offices, receptionists may have a security role. For example, they may control access to the organization by issuing visitor passes and For companies, assets are things of value that sustain production and growth. For a business, assets can include machines, property, raw materials and inventory, as well as intangibles such as patents, royalties, and other intellectual property. The balance sheet lists a company's assets and shows how those assets are financed, whether through debt or through issuing equity. The balance sheet provides a snapshot of how well a company's management is using its resources. There are two types of assets on a typical balance sheet. Current assets are assets that can be converted into cash within one fiscal year or one operating cycle. Current assets are used to facilitate
Modeling is the world of glitz, fame, glamour and money. Modeling and acting both are co-related. Modeling is the easiest way to get the entry in movies as an actor. But an entry in only modeling is so hard. Every young man and women of the world show interest in this career if asked. Who does not want to become famous across the national limits? But, there is a query in one's heart that how to become a model. Generally, they do not know about the career and the courses in this field. But more than art is it is a talent. In India, there is a huge demand of fresh model. The companies require the model for launch and ads of their products in the market. It is a field of handsome money and experience. As a model you may get the chance to meet the people from different walk of life. You may find the opportunity. Depression caused by bipolar disorder lasts at least 2 weeks. A high episode can last for several days or weeks. Some people will experience episodes of changes in mood several times a year, while others may experience them only rarely. Here's what having bipolar disorder feels like for some people. There are 3 main symptoms that can occur with bipolar disorder: mania, hypomania, and depression. While experiencing mania, a person with bipolar disorder may feel an emotional high. They can feel excited, impulsive, euphoric, and full of energy. Hypomania is generally associated with bipolar II disorder. It's similar to mania, but it's not as severe. Unlike mania, hypomania may not result in any trouble at work, school, or in social relationships. However, people with hypomania still notice changes in their mood. Although it's not a rare condition, bipolar disorder can be hard to diagnose because of its Depression is considered a serious medical condition that can get worse without proper treatment. Those who seek treatment often see improvements in symptoms in just a few weeks. There isn't a single test to diagnose depression. But your healthcare provider can make a diagnosis based on your symptoms and a psychological evaluation. Because depression can be linked to other health problems, your healthcare provider may also conduct a physical examination and order blood work. Sometimes thyroid problems or vitamin D deficiency can trigger symptoms of depression. Don't ignore symptoms of depression. If your mood doesn't improve or gets worse, seek medical help. Depression is a serious mental health illness. In some cases, doctors don't know the cause of short-term memory loss. Some causes of short-term memory loss are progressive, which means they get worse over time and may lead to long-term memory loss. These causes include dementia associated with Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease, and Alzheimer's disease. There are no cures for these diseases, but some treatments may help improve some symptoms. Some treatments will work immediately, such as switching medications or taking supplements. Others, such as treatment for mental health issues or substance use, might take longer. Short-term memory loss from injuries may or may not be. An inspection involves checking something, i.e., examining and assessing something. We may inspect a building or organization to make sure that it meets specific standards. The inspectors need to ensure that nothing is faulty and that nobody is breaking any laws. They also have to make sure that whatever they are inspecting is safe. In the world of business, inspection is the critical appraisal of materials, items, or systems involving examination, testing, and gauging. Inspectors take
Buffet service is a self-service where food is displayed on tables. The guests take plates stacked at the beginning of the table and proceed along requesting the buffet attention to serve them or they help themselves. In stand-up buffets, guests are forced to stand and eat. This type of service is found in banquet halls catering to large number of guests. Crockery and cutlery are stacked at the head of the buffet table. Server portion the food into their plates. The guest collects a plate from the head of the table. He serves each course as per the procedure above. The guest then proceeds to the next course of the meal in the buffets. A large number of people can be served within a short time. Less service staff is required. Labor cost is very less as service staffs do not need any service skills. If the buffet line is not properly organized, it may lead to The interview is a vital step to obtaining a career position and often depends on your skills in marketing your potential. Do not miss out on a good position for which you are qualified due to a lack of preparation and practice. You need to be ready to answer questions about your career goals and background. You will also want to develop intelligent questions of your own to help you obtain the necessary information for making an informed decision. Furthermore, preparation helps build your self-confidence in your interview skills and The information security engineer is responsible for the security of an organization's computer systems and networks. Also known as an information security analyst, the engineer implements security measures that effectively safeguard sensitive data in the event of a cyber attack. The role is highly collaborative, involving frequent interaction with various members of the IT team. The information systems security engineer is expected to report directly to upper management. The information security engineer should work in collaboration with the information security team to offer support to security tools and technologies such as firewall, proxy server, remote access, and others. The professional must document the configurations and network designs. Several over-the-counter products are marketed for relieving colic symptoms in babies. Naturally, you may be concerned about some of the ingredients in these products. If you are going to try a remedy, you want one that is safe. Gripe Water is an herbal remedy available in liquid form. There are many variations, but most formulas contain a mixture of different herbs. A baby is more likely to experience stomach discomfort when unable to pass gas. Some babies cry for several hours over days or weeks. Since the herbs in Gripe Water theoretically help with digestion, this remedy is thought to help with colic caused by gasiness. Gripe Water is also used for teething pain and hiccups. Too much sugar can increase the risk of tooth decay, and it may affect your baby's feeding habits. Understand, however, that while some formulas of Gripe Water include alcohol, sugar, and artificial flavors, these ingredients aren't included in all formulas. It's important to only use Gripe Water. Computer hardware engineers help to accelerate new computer technology by creating advancements in computer hardware. They develop computer systems and equipment such as circuit boards, routers, processors, and memory devices. Computer hardware engineers analyze complex equipment to determine the best way to improve it, and design new types of information technology devices. Computer hardware engineers identify problems in computer hardware, and develop/test possible solutions. They also explore the best way to implement the new changes. Computer hardware engineers often work together with software engineers, since both are often connected to the development of certain products. For example, developing a mobile phone requires both hardware and software engineering skills. Hardware engineers also design non-computer devices, such as car parts or medical devices that are connected to the internet and have hardware systems.